any way that works for you today. So today is going to be a really gentle class. So we are going to work on some subtle movements to support our digestion. During spring, it's a really nice time to eat lighter, do like maybe your version of a cleanse. That could be like taking something out of your diet or adding something in, maybe like adding a lot of extra green stuff or juice or anything like that, but also just giving the digestive system a little bit of a break. And also digestion is one of the very first things that's affected by stress. So I think it's always a good time to do what we can to support our digestion, both physically and in our actions, and both energetically, so which we're going to do a little bit today. So let's start with a prayer, a morning blessing for waking up to today, for being here alive, and however we came, we are here. So finding a comfortable seat, you may be closing your eyes if you'd like to, or leaving them open. It's up to you. Modah Ani lefanecha, melech chai v'kayam, shehechazarta bi nishmati behemla, behemla, rabba emunatecha, rabba emunatecha. I offer thanks to you, ever-living sovereign, that you have restored my soul to me in mercy. How great is your trust. So just noticing how your body feels today. Noticing the quality of your mind. And settling your awareness to your heart center. And notice whatever is there right now. Any predominant emotion or emotions. Breathe gentleness into whatever is true for you right now. Like a soft, easy spring breeze just blowing gently over grasses. Just allow your breath also to be soft and warm and gentle. Prayer of joy. God, thank you for joy and delight, for wonder and awe, for moments of gladness and celebration. Grant me the ability to breathe gentleness into my hours and seasons, so that I live awake to beauty, to holiness, to the radiance that surrounds us. Grant me the wisdom to arrive each day with passion and humor, with song and dance, with smiling eyes, in service to myself, in service to others, in service to your holy name. So let's start with softening the body, breathing gentleness into whatever is going on for us today. We're going to start to open up the neck and the chest. So take hold of your massage ball and we'll start working the back of the right side of the neck, right up at the skull, right where the skull meets the neck. And if you notice that your mind starts to travel off somewhere and you find yourself just automatically doing these movements, just gently bring it back. Just imagine that your mind is like a kite, right, in the sky, and you've got the control and the string, and you can just bring it back over, reel it in a little bit more, keep focus on what it is that you're doing. Finding any places in the neck and even down the side of the neck that could use some softening. Working down the top of the shoulder area where there's like a little soft divot right before the shoulder itself. There's a nice little spot in there. You can change hands if it helps to just reach across and press down into that little soft area, or it might not be very soft, right? It might be a little tense. Just work that area. If the ball is not in your left hand, you can change that over to your left hand now and start to work under your collarbone on the right side, just working side to side, right under the collarbone, and then extend your right arm out to the side just so you've got some expansion through the chest area. And you can lift arm out to the side, and you can even reach back a little bit, maybe with the palm facing forward. Get a bicep stretch and a release through the chest. You can work all the way to the center of the chest and up and down. Anywhere that's sore, go ahead and pause there and take a couple of extra gentle breaths. Good, and then just let your arms rest on your lap and take a moment to notice any sensations on that right side. Tilt your left ear to your left shoulder and pause there and breathe into the side of your neck. And now tilt your chin toward your chest, but keep your ear also tilted toward the left so you get into the back of the right side of your neck. And roll your chin straight down and take a few breaths into the back of the neck. And then look straight ahead and take your left palm and place it on your skin if possible. So you want to make skin to skin contact. Place your palm right under your collarbone. So fingers and palm will be lined up under the collarbone there. And you'll use the weight of your hand, a gentle pressure, not even pushing really, just a gentle relaxing of the weight of your hand into that area. And then as you hold your hand there, you can tilt your chin back diagonally to the left so that you get a stretch in the front of your neck. So just taking some time and some patience to let the fascia release in the neck. And then let your head come back up to center. release your hand and do some big shoulder circles in both directions. Good. And then we'll take the ball into the left hand and work the back of the left side of the neck. Right at the, it's called your occiput. It's just the ridge of the bottom of your skull where it meets your neck. And just go from side to side, being careful not to cross over the spine itself. And just moving slow and looking for any area that might need some more gentle breath. And let yourself work your way down the top of your shoulder, whatever feels good today. Check in with your mind. Notice where it is in this moment. You can change hands and start to bring the ball under the collarbone on the left side and move from side to side under the collarbone, and then reach your left arm out to the side. Palm can face toward the front, or it can even palms can face out, whatever is going to give you a stretch in your bicep and in your chest area. Keep breathing, nice full deep breaths. And then let your hands rest on your lap. And this time tilt your right ear to your right shoulder without any force. Just let it gently lean to the side and take a few breaths there. And just a little chin toward the chest, just a little bit at an angle. And then roll the chin straight down toward the chest. And pause there. And then go ahead and look straight ahead again. And then you can let your ball go so that you can take your right palm and fingers and bring some skin-to-skin contact under the left collarbone. Gently press your hand into that chest area. Let the weight of the hand move downward as you tilt your head back gently and to the right, like you're tipping water out of your right ear behind your shoulder. And just pause there. There should not be really any effort in this exercise. And breathe. Very slowly bring your head back up to center. Release your hand. Again, some big shoulder circles. This time, exaggerate the movement of the shoulders forward, so this protraction. So big circles up, back, down, and forward. Pause in that forward protraction shape so that you can take a deep breath into the upper back. And then keep breathing, moving the shoulders back and down, and then pausing as you round the upper back, taking a breath. Good. And then pause and neutral with your shoulders just where they would normally be. And then reverse your circles. So this is retraction, so bringing the chest open, bringing the shoulder blades together, then lifting up, and then coming all the way around. And then this time, pause as your chest is open and take another breath. Exhaling as you continue your circle. Inhaling, opening the chest, taking an extra breath. And exhaling, completing your circle. Good. And just take a second here to pause and notice any changes in the upper body and your circulation. Great. So I'm going to move my chair out of the way now and come to hands and knees. So you're welcome to join me, or if you would like to modify your cat and cow, you can do that from the chair as well. So we'll come to hands and knees. Knees are under the hips and wrists are under the shoulders. Spread those fingers wide. The index finger points forward, and then move your arms, your arm bones, just rotate them in so that they're called the eyes of your elbows. So the inside of your elbow, you're going to rotate those so they kind of turn toward each other, and then do the opposite. It's almost like you're twisting a lid off of a jar, but your hands aren't moving. But the wrists and the arms are doing that movement. So you're going to go in, inside of the elbows face each other, and then go the opposite direction. So the inside of the elbows kind of move towards your, face your knees. And where we want to be is the other direction. So we want to turn the inside of the elbows to face each other. And you'll feel that that movement actually transfers into the upper shoulder area. So it's called external rotation. So it's also an exercise if you don't feel it in your arms already. And then keeping that position with the arms, go ahead and come into your cow and your cat. And allow the pace of your own full deep inhales and exhales to guide the speed of your movement. And then taking a moment to feel gratitude for this body, just as it is. Good. And then open up your knees nice and wide, and you can sit back for a moment, release your wrists if they got a little tired. And we'll settle into a child's pose. And let's focus as we rest our heads on either the mat or a block. Let's focus on the lower back and the belly area. So bringing some attention to that belly. The knees are wide so that as you breathe, you have a little more space to expand. And with your exhale, let everything soften, just imagining all of the organs of your digestive system are starting to kind of fall toward gravity. Breathing some gentleness into the space of your belly and your lower back. And then go ahead and come back up. We're going to come onto our backs and use our strap. So have your strap nearby and bend your knees, feet are on the floor close to your bottom. And then bring your fingertips to your frontal hip bones and just take a moment to do some pelvic tilts. So pressing your lower back into your mat without lifting your buns off the floor. Think of imprinting your spine into sand. And then creating a little arch in the back, some space between your lower back and the mat as that tailbone rocks toward the foot of your mat. And back and forth with your breath again. So as you move into these pelvic tilts, you'll feel the movement traveling through the whole spine. Your head will even move. It's all connected, just noticing the interconnectivity of the spine and the pelvic bowl. Exhaling as you imprint your spine into the mat, and inhaling as you open up the front of your belly a little more and rock the other way. Do you notice any areas in this movement that feel a little bit sticky? That feel a little like they kind of stop and start, or a little jagged as you move through this range of motion? And just noticing. Are there areas that feel like they move pretty smoothly? Keeping those fingertips on the frontal hip bones really helps to kind of give this feedback of what's happening. And then you're going to pause in neutral, just rest, and then take your strap and bring it around your right foot. We want to wrap the strap around the hands so that we don't have to grip, and we can rest the elbows on the floor and keep the chest area open and wide across the collarbones. Flex your right foot and just feel what's happening in the hamstring and calf on the right side. And then start to internally and externally rotate the leg bones. Remember what we did with the arms when we were in tabletop? So we're doing that same movement. You can think of your knee has a little laser beam, and you're moving your knee with the whole rest of your leg, and that laser beam is just moving from side to side. And pause, and next time your toes and knee are pointed out as far as they can go, just pause there and take a breath into your outer hip. And then as you internally rotate, bringing the knee and the toes to face a little more inward to the body, you can pause there as well, breathing deep into your hip. And then come back and forth. And now, holding the straps, just start to make some circles. So now the leg will actually move in circles, as if you're drawing on the ceiling some kind of a circular shape of some sort. And keep the movement really slow. Good, because in that slowing down, in that patience, is where we find all the nectar, all the good stuff. And if there's a place that feels a little bit tight, you can pause there and breathe some gentle awareness and love and compassion into that space. Good. And then go ahead and let's release this strap from this side of the leg and extend the leg long now. So your left knee can stay bent and that right leg can just rest on the floor, and just shake your leg a little bit. just side to side. Let all that blood flow come back to the lower extremities. And then bend your right knee again and set your right foot up to support you as the left foot comes into the strap. Wrapping the hands around the strap and flexing the foot. And look at your foot and make sure that you're not pressing more from the inner foot or the outer foot, but just equally pressing through the ball of your foot with those toes just pointing straight down toward your face. And then start to internally and externally rotate the leg inward and outward. Grateful to have woken up to another day, to move our bodies, to consciously breathe and move. The next time that your knee and toes are pointed inward, go ahead and pause there. So this is the internal rotation. Take a breath. And then externally rotate that leg so the knee and toes are pointed out to the side a little bit. It doesn't matter how far you go, just pausing at the edge of your range of motion and breathe. And then back to inward and outward. And then holding those straps, just let your leg now start to draw some circles. Good, the pacing looks great, nice and slow and patient. So in springtime, some of the beauty is in the process of watching a flower unfold, right? So the bud is really beautiful, and then as the petals unfurl or the leaves change color, that's all really beautiful, right? If they all just burst open in about a second, it wouldn't be as fun. So we want to really enjoy all the process of opening our bodies and softening our bodies as well. Go ahead and change direction if you haven't already. Good, and then pause. Release your strap and extend that left leg now onto the floor and just give it a little shake from side to side. And then hug your knees into your chest, this time with the knees open if that feels good, just to get into the inner thighs, and let yourself rock from side to side. So as you squeeze the knees in toward the outer edges of your belly, you're creating some compression in those digestive organs, which is really good for you here. And then let's make some ankle rotations, just stretching out those feet. Good, and then place your feet on the floor. The knees are going to stay bent. And let's take a figure 4 stretch. So cross the right ankle over the left knee, and either staying right where you are and gently pressing on that right knee, or bringing the left leg close to your body. And see if you can breathe some gentleness into the jaw and the face. And allow those muscles in the outer hip to begin to also just soften a little bit. Notice if your mind has started to wander like that kite in the sky, and see if you can reel it in. And then go ahead and bring your left foot down if it's not already there. Right foot's going to come down as well. And then change sides. And noticing what you feel on this side. Breathing in through your nose, slowing the exhale down through pursed lips. Take a couple more breaths here. And then slowly release both feet to the floor with the knees bent. And then walk your feet out to the outer edges of your mat, and the knees will stay leaning in toward each other. And your arms can be anywhere that feels good for you today. So they can be overhead, which would create a little more space in the belly, or out to the sides, or on your body. It's all fine. And then start to just lean your knees over to the right. So the soles of the feet are going to come up off the floor. And breathe into the right side of your belly and rib cage. So nice big deep breath. So the pose is kind of active, so you're not just letting everything flop over. You want to have the right leg feel pretty active in that it is gently pressing down toward the floor. So we get into the hip flexor and the ribs and the ascending colon. So the large intestine, the ascending portion of that colon is going to have some space to stretch and open. And then slowly letting the knees come back up to center. Keep the feet where they are. And then let the knees move toward the right. Actively and gently pressing the left knee toward the floor a little bit more. So you'll get an active stretch in the quadricep and the psoas, or the hip flexor. And now we're just giving some space to the descending colon that moves waist downward. And then slowly bringing those legs back up to center. And then hug your knees once again into your chest. Do anything that would feel good. Maybe some circles. Good. Go ahead and bring your feet to the floor and turn to your side. And press yourself back up. We're going to come to standing just for a few moments. As I mentioned, the practice is really gentle today, so we're not going to do any like really challenging standing poses, but we are going to stand long enough to massage the feet. And the focus for the feet, an invitation, is going to be in the digestive points in Chinese medicine. So that's just right in the center of your foot, right above the heel, like moving toward the toes in that direction, right where the heel stops and the arch starts. You can press straight down gently, or you can do little circles, whatever works. So here we support the small intestine, the large intestine. As you move a little bit more toward the middle of the arch, we get into the pancreas, ooh, breathe if you find anything sore. This is also really good for plantar fasciitis or preventing it, so lots of benefits here. And relax your shoulders and your face. Feel free to explore a little bit after you've spent some time in the digestive points. And then go ahead and stand in mountain pose and take a moment to really connect to the right foot as it meets the mat. And notice how the connection, the quality of connection of your right foot, how that affects the connection of your whole right leg. Compare it to the left side. And then we'll change over to the left foot now. So the digestive, the intestines are the same, the points are the same. On this side we have stomach meridian, stomach point. Soften the standing leg too, so make sure you're not locking out your knee. And letting yourself explore the whole foot. Bring wonder and awe to these incredible feet with so many bones, so many moving parts. Take a moment to just be in wonder and awe. And gratitude. Take another few breaths as you finish up on that left foot. Good, and then place the ball off to the side and come back into your mountain pose again. So connecting, acknowledging the change in the left foot, and notice if there's a little more equality between the two sides. And then you want to have your blocks nearby. We're going to come into a forward fold. So if your blocks are out of your reach, go ahead and bring them into your reach. Or you can use the seat of a chair to land with your upper body. So soft knees. Inhale, reach your arms up. Good. Exhale, swan dive down with a flat back. Your knees can be bent if they need to be, totally fine. And see if you can let the weight of your head go so that your neck and upper back get some nice traction. Pause here. Focus on your exhale. So we're going to breathe gentleness into the back. And as we exhale, we're going to let go of anything we don't need, anything that's weighing you down right now. Just see if you can exhale, intend to exhale that out. Pull your belly in and start to look up and slide your hands up at the front of your legs and then out to the side. Reach up, reach up, reach up. Exhale your hands to your heart. We'll do one more swan dive. Inhale and reach. Exhale, dive forward. Bend those knees as needed. Let yourself hang here. Could you let the weight of your head go a little bit more? Is it okay to release the head, to release the jaw?
to let go of thoughts, to see if you could imagine just letting anything that's taking up space in your mind, just let it pour out the top of your head. Make space for new growth, new ideas. Good. Now press into your feet, really mindfully press into your feet and look up and slide those hands up your body, out to the side and back to the heart. And take a moment here with the hands at the heart, rooted down into your mat. And acknowledge something in your life that is a celebration, worth celebrating. Good. We're going to come back down to the mat. And we're going to focus on some gentle twists. So let's do a seated twist first. So you might want to sit on the edge of a blanket or on the edge of a block. And the key word being the edge. So make sure that you're just kind of hanging off the edge a little bit, which is going to tip your pelvis forward and keep you from rounding and overstretching your lower back. And then you can extend your right leg and flex your foot, and then tuck your left knee and foot in close to your body. Tuck it in as close as you can until maybe you can feel some compression again in that left abdominal area. And then holding onto your left knee with either the inside of your elbow or your hand, go ahead and bring your left hand behind you. Bring that left fingertips as close to your body as you can, so that's going to help prop you up nice and tall. And then just turn and gaze over your left shoulder. If there's anything that feels too intense here, then don't twist as much. Just back off the twist and just do half or part of how far you could go. And so we make the spine really tall as we breathe in. And as we exhale, we just invite that twist to deepen, if not physically, just deepen in the intention of rinsing your internal organs. Relax your shoulders, make sure there's no holding up there. And then very slowly, go ahead and return to center and change sides. Making sure to flex the left foot. Come into your twist over the right shoulder. And focus on the lengthening of the spine and the in-breath, creating compression. And the exhale, supporting the twist. Soften your face and your jaw. Good. We're going to come back to center. And just bring both of your feet together for Badakhanasana. Let the inner thighs get a little stretch here. And if this is really uncomfortable from the floor position, you can sit on the chair, on the edge of the chair, and just open the legs really wide and use your arms to help guide the knees open. You can actually do that from the floor too if you prefer to stay on the floor. We're just looking for an opening in the adductors, the muscles that are in the inner thighs. Practitioner's choice, you can stay upright and focus on the inner thighs, or you can start to round forward to come into an upper back stretch as well. So in this shape, focus on softening the belly. Use your hands to support you if you're seated so that you're not stressing out your lower back. And that way you can soften the belly as you breathe in. And then if you're on the floor, just pressing yourself up. And then we'll all bring these together. And then we'll come to our backs. With the knees bent. Bring your feet really close to your bottom. So the knees are only about 2 fists width apart from each other. So that's about hip width. Hip width meaning aligned with your frontal hip bones, not aligned with the tissue of your hips, of your lower hip area. So the legs are fairly close together. And we want to be able to reach our upper thighs with our palms, with the heel of the palms. We've done this one other time, so I'll walk you through this, and it's important that we're really gentle with this movement. We're going to create some traction in the lower back, and that's also really great for not only the back, but assists in creating space for healthy digestion as well. So placing your hands on the highest part of your hip that you can, right where the hip crease is, you're going to gently start to straighten your arms and press the heels of your hands into your upper legs, and notice the traction sensation in the lower back, and be really, really gentle here. So don't go as far as you can, just go until you feel some space being created there in the lower back. And you might even feel this space in that lower belly area as well. And just take a couple of breaths here. Let that belly really fill, like expand like a balloon, and then exhale and keep the traction there. We'll do a couple more breaths here, holding position with the hands. Really offsetting all of the compression that happens when we sit and stand all the time. Now coming out of it is almost more important, in my opinion, than going into it. So we want to so slowly release the pressure from our hands that it's hard to even see anything is happening. Good. And now we're going to lift the hips and scoot them over to the left a few inches and place them back down, and take a gentle twist to the left. So the knees will go to the left. Use blocks, blankets, anything you need to soften the twist so it's really gentle. And then see where your arms want to be for this. So again, opening up the left side of the abdomen, the ascending colon, massaging the stomach organ. And now just bringing to mind, if you do have any digestive challenges, or even if you don't, it's a really nice practice to use some visualization. And just imagine what color, what healing color your digestive system could use right now. Doesn't have to make any sense at all. This is about the wisdom of your body, communicating in metaphor, communicating in visuals. And if it resonates for you to breathe that color, inflating that area, breathe that color in. Go ahead and do that.
filling up with what you need. And releasing anything that weighs you down. So before we take our twist to the other side, just take a moment to wake up your core by pulling your belly in and then slowly lifting that left knee, followed by the right. And then switch over to the other side. So move those hips over to the right a few inches and then let the knees fall to the left. Checking in again, is this side of your digestive system, does it need the same color? Would it like the same type of energy? Take a moment to send energy to the digestive system, to breathe a healing color. We've got the liver on this side as well, which is also a big part of our cleansing process. And now engage the core, pull your belly button in, and start to lift the top knee. And straighten out your hips. And just see if you need to do some hugging of the knees to the chest, any kind of release here. And then we'll take the block. If it's an option, you don't have to do this. If you want to go right into Shavasana, you can. If you would like a little bit of an inversion, you can take the block under your hips and lift your feet up to the sky, keeping the feet over your face so that your abs aren't working at all. And if you're choosing the legs up, you can place your hands on your belly. And once again, just acknowledging the miracle of how your organs work together in harmony. And you can, if you're in the legs up position, you can hold that as long as you want. And then when you're ready, you can come down into Shavasana using supports that will hold your body, that will let you really release. God, thank you for joy and delight, for wonder and awe, for moments of gladness and celebration. Grant me the ability to breathe gentleness into my hours and seasons, so that I live awake to beauty, to holiness, to the radiance that surrounds us. Grant me the wisdom to arrive each day with passion and humor, with song and dance, with smiling eyes, in service to myself, in service to others, in service to your holy name. I offer thanks to you, Adonai, ever-living sovereign, that you have restored my soul to me. In mercy, how great is your trust. In mercy, how great is your trust. I invite you to bring a hand to your belly and a hand to your heart, and checking in with your digestion, your physical digestion, as well as the ways that we digest experiences on a mental, emotional, and spiritual level. And if there's any wisdom there that is ready to reveal itself to you, just opening up your mind and your heart to whatever your body would like to say to you right now. And taking all the time you need, roll to your side and press yourself up to a seated position. You can allow the hands to rest at your heart in prayer position or Anjali Mudra. And we'll close our practice today with a universal blessing. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be free. May all beings be loved, and may all beings have peace. May it be so. Ken Yehi Ratzon. Shalom.